Dead's Talk is a technique where we look at cravings and urges clients may have, and ways of perhaps putting them off or dealing with those urges. And DEADS is just an acronym because there's all these different steps, or 5 steps that we can potentially take if we feel ourselves having the urge for a drink or a craving for a drink. DEADS simply stands for delay. I can put it off for a bit. Okay, I feel like I want a drink, but I'm not going to have one just now. I can escape, and that's where I feel a bit triggered, or I want to have a drink. Can I take myself away from the current situation I'm in? Is there something going on around me that makes me want to have that drink? I can accept or attack. That's how I feel. And then we would use mindfulness techniques like surfing the urge. Basically, a craving's very much like a wave, in that it's quite intense to begin with, but it dissipates through time. And that's quite a useful technique for some of our clients. We can distract, do something else, find something else to do, fill the time, or we can substitute. And that's simply what your DEAD stand for. Substitutes that this client brought to the sessions were things like podcasts. A lot of them find a lot of use or distraction in a podcast. Having a tin of juice, eating a bag of sweets, exercise, get out of the house for a bit. And all these are different techniques, which some may find really useful. I'll do that. Other members of the group will say, no, that's not me, that's not my thing. So we're trying to catch all eventualities. It's horses for courses. What works best for you may not work best for me. And that's, in its simplest form, what Dead's Talk is. It's actually a really good tool, Michael, in that we can draw a picture of a big pig on the flip chart, and it relates to, the pig stands for the problem of instant gratification. Certainly with the client base that we're working with just now, where alcohol is the primary substance in use, it looks at that need to fulfill ourselves of what we want, of what we desire instantly. For instant gratification. So it's a fleeting pleasure. If I have a quick drink and I do it now when I want it, every time I want it, it is just a fleeting pleasure. It goes against the logic of delayed gratification, or the value of delayed gratification. So basically we're looking at a fleeting pleasure against a sustained satisfaction. And the concept is, or I guess the message behind the concept is when we feed the pig, we want more. That doesn't go away. It's a fleeting pleasure. If I have a fleeting pleasure, I want more of that. If I have a sustained satisfaction, I'm quite happy with my lot, that type of thing. And that's the underlying message behind feeding the pig, where a short-term gain equals long-term pain, and trying to get that message across. That was actually a really useful exercise, the White Room, and it's based on Carl Jung, his belief that the self-discovery through the subconscious association. It takes away, potentially, it takes away the participants feeling any kind of block in the way. Oh, I can't write that down, I can't write this down, that type of thing. And it's a way of uncovering and potentially exploring our own inner thoughts. And it's done through a process of, think of a colour, for example. The participants are then asked to write down 3 adjectives that describe that colour. What does it mean to them? That type of thing. It then goes on to ask about an animal. It then goes on to ask them about a body of water, name a body of water, and give me 3 adjectives that relate to that. And finally, I take them through a bit of a close your eyes and imagine yourself in a white room, white floors, white ceilings, white windows, white doors, all that type of thing. And get them to write 3 adjectives, how they felt while they were doing that. Jung believed that was a way of getting to the unconscious mind, where colour related to how I felt about myself. So the adjectives used could be how the individuals relate to themselves. The animals related to how how I view others around me. The body of water, the adjectives used would have related to feelings around physical intimacy, romantic passion, that type of thing. And the white room actually represented this is how I feel about death. To be fair, I did that exercise myself way back in uni, way back in the day, and I was a bit sceptical. I've used it with several clients since, and it's a real eye-opener for helping people to look inwards at themselves, how they feel, how they really feel. And certainly in a group scenario, we tried it, not really knowing where it was going, and it opened a lot of group discussion up. The group wanted to share all the adjectives they'd written. They'd related to it in some way, shape or form. Really interesting exercise. And again, it broke down the barriers in the group and it got people talking to each other and bonding. So it was really useful, really good exercise. The hula hoops, it's a graphic tool. It's basically something I would draw up on a flip chart where I have this stick man, who is me, with a hula hoop on, okay? And the idea is I can wiggle my hula hoop and absolutely, it's all mine. Nothing interferes with it. We're related to our thoughts, our feelings, our behaviours, or my thoughts, my feelings, my behaviours, and how I'm responsible for how I think, how I feel and how I behave. We draw a second picture of a second individual with their hula hoop standing right next to me. And basically, through discussion, we consider how does this other individual's thoughts and feelings impact on how I think and feel. I think the message behind the hula hoop is I can't keep swinging my hula hoop if I let that person come too close to my thoughts and feelings. It will affect my behaviour and how I feel and how I behave. And again, I guess from a substance context, it demonstrates how others can have an impact on how I behave. So if I go into the old company who I used to sit and get drunk with day in, day out, chances are their influence may change how I am, my way of being. And it's about keeping your own thoughts and feelings and behaviours safe to yourself, and trying not to let others impact on how you behave, how you think and how you feel.